as a designer, is that my job only? So let me just get into the company, start working in it. Most of the times company also doesn't give a damn about design. They were also like, they used to question me for my design, that you can follow your design process or you can follow your dharma. Hi everyone, this is Vaibhav and I keep posting things about product design, creativity, travel and so many other things. So if you are following me on the channel, you will have an idea what do I talk about, and if you're new to the channel. So this video is gonna be about the people, the designers especially, who get into the industry getting a degree, getting a boot camp, or getting some basic knowledge from the courses, online courses, videos, books, and all of these things. And they say that, okay, I know the design process, I know how to make any design, I know how everything works. So let me just get into the company, start working in it. And it's the first week, first month, and you realize that almost all the things that you have read, almost all the things that you have prepared yourself for, 90% of it is not happening in reality. And I feel like almost everybody has gone through this thing. I personally have gone through this thing. And you understand about the process, you understand about steps to follow, but the company doesn't really follow the process. Most of the times company also doesn't give a damn about design. They just come in, they say, okay, you just need to make this, copy some other design, copy some other company, just get it done, and that's it. And you start to question yourself, as a designer, is that my job only? Is that all that I need to do? I just need to see some other design, copy it, and make a new design and just deliver it. Is that what my job is? I was not prepared for that. I maybe did not do the job. I did not study about all of these things. So what to do in this situation? Recently, one of the persons reached out to me on TopMate, and they shared me this problem, and I felt like most of the people are facing this issue. So what can be the solution of this? And I kind of felt, I don't know why, like is it a right way of comparing myself, but I kind of felt like they were the Arjun in the Mahabharata and I was like the Krishna. Maybe like just a person with a little bit more wisdom onto telling them that maybe the world maybe wants you to do something, but you have your own dharma as they say, like your duty. So you need to do your duty, which is as a designer to question things, to follow the process. So you need to follow that, but you will have the situations where you will not be able to do that. You will start to question things. There will be people, there will be pushback from the top or the other people. So how to execute your duties, how to follow your dharma is something that this video is going to be about. So stay tuned for the other part of the video. Okay, so first of all, I will let you know like how can I speak about this thing, and like have I ever faced some similar situation in my career? Yes, I have faced it a lot of times. There was one of the companies where I was working on one of the internal products, and I actually came into the project and I saw there is no design system over there. The fonts, colors, UI components are completely inconsistent. There is no design process. The product managers are just coming in, giving you the things to do. You're just making it, you're delivering it, and you're done. That's what your job is. In the initial days, I used to be like, is it all that I need to do? Is it the correct way of doing it? So then I reached out to some of the senior stakeholders. I'm like, tell me what to do. I don't know if I'm doing even the correct thing or not. And they were also like, they used to question me for my design decisions, and I did not used to have answer because I used to be like, okay, so this product manager just told me to do this, I just did this. They were like, then what is your job? What are you doing as a designer? I said, I don't know. So that is where they came in with some of the solutions. Now, if you are in the solution, you are in a company which 90% of the companies, especially the startups, which do not really have a design regime or a design structure in their company, and sometimes you just come in there as a sole designer or maybe one or two designers only. So what all are the things that you can do over there, where considering all the feasibility issues, considering all the operational challenges, considering all the pushback from the top leadership or the people, how can you still make sure that you can follow your design process or you can follow your dharma? So let's talk about it point by point. Okay, so the first part is that you need to realize, you need to understand that you cannot fix everything overnight. Everything is not going to be sorted. If you think like I need to have a design process also, I need to have a design system also, I need to have a design structure also, there needs to be a proper timeline for the work. That is not gonna happen overnight. So let's first of all be very clear, be very aware, like what all are the realities of the thing. Because with this now you are kind of lowering your expectations. You are kind of understanding that okay, um, these are the things that I can do, these are the things that I cannot do. So start with the biggest usability issues. Like when you are working on a project, you would have some idea about the users. Go out and talk to the users. Maybe talk to the customer success team, customer experience team. Understand like what are the major problems that these people are facing. So first of all, focus on those problems. Start to work on that. Prioritize quick wins. You would see that there are some low-hanging fruits most of the times in the design. Like these are some of the simple things to do. They might not have that much big of an impact, but it is a small step towards your consistency, towards your UI components or these things. Start to work on that. Start celebrating that. And frame design improvement as efficiency boosters, like not just UI upgrades. Whenever you are working on anything, make sure like you are solving things from the scratch. It should just not be a quick fix. So work on that also, because you're kind of having a foundation or preparing a foundation of things. So that is the first point, that analyze what all can you do in the first few months or first few weeks of that company. Second point is define your own process. You would obviously have a basic idea like what exactly a design process is, like double diamond or design thinking, and everybody has their own way of doing it, following the design process. But for these companies, you need to establish your own. Like first of all, you can conduct a design audit, like go through the app entirely, test it with the users, find out what are the major issues over here, write those down, just so that you can at least know what are the major issues that people are facing. Second thing can be in the as I mentioned in the first thing also, start to introduce a lightweight design system. Like I'm not saying that start to have every component, but start to build basic components like buttons, text fields, or let's say some switches, some radio buttons, like some basic components which are majorly used, and at least you will start to automate those. So I'm not saying that start to work on an entire design system from the scratch. Start to build the major things like just establish a style guide for text, establish the color palette, establish that. So start with this small lightweight design system. The third one will be get stakeholder buy-in. What I have started to realize over time is that there's a reason why most of the people do not give the autonomy to designers, because they just feel like designers are not really gonna support in the business. Like what exactly is the role of a designer? If you as a designer in a company can make them believe, no, I have a point, I have an individuality, I know how business works, I know how can I contribute at design with business. They slowly start to believe in you, they slowly start to build trust on you. And that is, I guess, is the first part. Start to have the small wins and communicate it to other stakeholders. Get their buy-in, just so that they start to at least trust you. That okay, so this is not the person who we can just give designs and he can make. He also has, or she also has, their own opinion of the designs. And I guess most of the people appreciate that. So start with it. About the lightweight design system that I just talked about, on the screen you can see that there was very lightweight design system that I had created in the initial days. I wouldn't say that it is one of the best lightweight design system, but if you can see, I just started to mention how the buttons would look like, how the input fields would look like, how the variants of that would look like. Just the basic ones, not entirely. So this is one of the examples that you can put, just the basic ones. This is not the best one, again, this is not the best one, but just to give you an idea like what I did in my initial days to build the basic design system. Okay, the third point is that work with conscience, not against them. For a company where design is just a functional thing, over there, like if you bring in something which you want to do entirely from the design side, you are expected to experience some of the pushbacks. For example, you come in and say, like I just need some more time to make a design system from the scratch, or I just need some time to conduct a research. It is very difficult for the people in the senior stakeholders to understand that this thing is important in the longer run. They are like, you know what, just stop this, just get this thing done that we are working on, because we want to get our MVP out, we want to work on this thing, we just need to test the things out. I don't really think like most of the people understand this thing. So what you need to do is that start to use data. Like as a designer, you also have the access to data. Understand it from the PMs, understand it from the analysts. They would have some data. So start to understand data and start to understand things from their perspective and align your design goals with them, because when you start to talk with them in their own language, it's much easier for them to understand. For example, if you say that if I want to do this thing on the design side, this is the impact that I'm expecting from this, because I've seen this company doing this thing and they experience this much upsurge or improvement in their flow or the funnel improvement. So talk to them about them in their own language. That really helps out. And the thing is that people will also come in and say, we have some other plans, we have some other quarter roadmap, and maybe your designs do not really fit with it. So again, understand their roadmap and have your design thing ready also. For example, if they're picking up this flow where, let's say, there is some design improvement required, and you already had that thing, so just plug this design improvement into this flow. For example, you already had some of the suggestions about improving the payments flow, but it was somewhere down in your priority list. But if they are right now working on the payments flow, maybe on some other problem statement, so plug in your design improvement with that also. So this way you can align well with them. So it's a thing where they are walking 2 steps towards you and you are walking 2 steps towards them. That is how the collaboration is gonna happen. So you need to understand this thing. You cannot always be very rigid about the things also. You need to find a midway, and that is how things start to plan out. Because once you start to grow the trust with them, you can slightly start to make things go in your own way. And that is, I guess, the right way also, because they would also give you the autonomy that maybe this is a person who we can trust on. So if this person is saying that now I want to put in 2 months for the research, we can trust on this person because this person has delivered in the past, right? So this is how the second point is gonna help you out. The fourth point is a little difficult to implement, but I feel like it's gonna be helpful in a longer run. That you need to evangelize the design thinking into the non-design driven company. Most of the times you would have experienced the people in these companies do not understand the importance of design. Like, why do we even need design? It is just a functional thing. How can it really bring in the money to us? How can it really bring in the benefits to us? Again, these things that I'm telling you are based on my experiences that I've heard from designers, the experience from the product managers, also from my own experiences. So I kind of analyze that this is one of the things which is happening in the market. So maybe host informal design reviews, like just show your UI to people, just take their feedback on it, or let's say start to have some workshops in the company. Like, see, you know what, they were this company, they did this thing from the design side and it really helped out for that. So maybe we can do something similar. You see what's the impact of design over there. So can we also do something like this in our company? Maybe that can help you out. And as I just said, like, start to talk in their own language. For example, like, if why design is important, because design brings you more money, because design improves funnels, because design streamlines your entire flow. There are lesser drop-offs, there are higher success rates. So start to talk in their own language and evangelize like how design is helping out in that. Slowly you would see over there, like maybe 6 months, 7 months when you are in the company, this will start to maybe get into the DNA of the company. Because now when you're working on this thing, you're kind of a person who is establishing a culture in a company, and that's not easy. You are going to be the sole owner of that thing. You're gonna have the ownership of that thing entirely. So just be aware that it's gonna be difficult, but yeah, this thing really works out. Final thing, embrace the challenge. So see, all of these points taken, there's still like I would just want to give you a word of caution. You just need to give your fair share of chance to this company. If you're new to the design altogether, maybe the opportunities like this are not going to be very helpful, because you don't know how exactly design works in the real company. And if you're the alone person in this company, things can be a little challenging to you. So now you have two choices: either work with these conditions, challenge yourself, learn with time, or if you just feel like, no, I do not want to do this thing, find a company which has established design culture, design systems, and all these things. Because at the end of the day, you need to realize you have to choose your own battles. The people who go through first phase there, they get into a company, learn with it, and make their own theories, they also are equally successful in the industry as the other people are. There can be some examples, there can be some outliers. I would not comment on that, but every designer has a journey, and it's all about over time. In any company, you start to understand how things work. So you will build your own ideology, you will build your own opinions, you will start to build your own understanding of the things, like, okay, maybe this thing works, this thing doesn't. And that's the beauty of it, because wherever you will go, you will find people with different ideologies, because they have had different experiences, and maybe that is something which makes the environment even more fun to work in, right? Because people have different experiences. So you need to understand, like, this is the challenge to work in a company where the design is not valued enough, or when there is no respect for design that much, which is true for many of the companies. So it's a challenge. Otherwise, the thing is that, like, just look out for a company which has a established design culture, design tradition, and all that. Go for that company. You always have that choice. So again, I'm just giving you another option. Also, I'm not completely pushing you towards one thing like do this thing only. This is the only way out. No, that's completely on you. That's all from the video. There are some more helpful content that you can find out. Like there's one more similar video that I have made, like what do product designers do. Like I am talking about the responsibilities, ownership of the designer. So you can have a look at that. You can find it in the I button over here or over here. So wherever you find it, over here, so you will get the I button, you will get the video, so you can have a look at that. Also there I have talked in detail like what do designers do and how can they streamline their process of working, similar to this video. And if you want to maybe connect with me on LinkedIn, I keep posting things about memes, design related memes, design related observations that I make, my design learnings and all that, so I keep posting it there on the LinkedIn, so you can connect with me over there. If you want to have a one-on-one call with me, it's a pre-call that you can have with me. It's on TopMate, so I will just put the link of that over in the description, so you can connect with me on TopMate also. The final thing is that I have written a similar article of this in the Medium, so I will just put the link of the article over there also. You can connect with me on Medium also, you can follow me over there, and you can also go for the email subscription, so whenever next time I post something on Medium, you can get the notification of that. So that also helps me keep updating you about what is happening in my life. What has been your experience? Have you ever worked in a similar company? What were your challenges? Just comment it down in the comment section. Or if you ever felt like there is anything which I said that you do not really agree with or you do not really align with, just comment down. I would really love to know your views. I would really love to understand a point of view of things. So comment it down. Also subscribe to the channel. Similar to the email notification, there is a bell icon over here also, so maybe whenever I post a new video, you can get the notification of that, so you can click on the bell icon also. That is all. I just feel like you as Arjun are feeling a lot more sorted now. Maybe you will be able to follow your dharma or dharam. And I as Krishna, maybe I'm just overestimating myself over here, but I as Krishna, I guess my work is done, so I'll just move on. Best of luck for your Mahabharat, best of luck for your own fight, best of luck for your own battle, and I hope that you come out victorious from this. So until next video, stay tuned, and bye bye.